So you were a fan early on, watching with your brother. There's a bit of a gap in time. Obviously, you see there's an opportunity to do this, this Divas search and all that. Obviously, it works out quite well. They bring you in eventually. Tell me a little bit about the early days in WWE and how mind-blowing it must have been for someone to all of a sudden be thrusted into this crazy bubble that is professional wrestling.
It's wild because I only knew professional wrestling as WWE. I didn't know that there was this whole other world of independent wrestling. So I came in on the grandest stage of them all at the time. And that's where I remained for 5.5 years. So to be thrust into the spotlight right out the gate, to have my very first matches live in front of millions of people, it was insane. But you can't think about it. That's why I think you when you start young, it's almost better because you don't have all these adult like thoughts of fear and like, oh, I can't do that or whatever. You just believe you're invincible. So you're like, yes, I can do this. Why not? So there was that side, but then there was also the fan side of like, when I met Undertaker for the first time and I was like, oh, I watched you on TV and now I'm shaking your hand and everybody's like, oh, don't look him in the eye. And I was like, I don't look him in the eye when I shake his hand. Then you see The Rock and he's in catering and I'm like, oh my God, I can't go in there. And so I walk into catering, see The Rock, walk right back out, go into the bathroom and scream like a little girl at the top of my lungs, so there was like two sides of it. Like, yes, I can do this. I am awesome. But then there's the other side of like, oh my gosh, I am a fan and these people are my idols. Like, so there was definitely two sides of it.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, that's the way we play. Get.
The following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.